today's special, and that is why over 8,000 have been selected of our YTE Cordless Handheld Vacuum. Here's what you're going to do. First off, you're seeing all the wonderful means around the house. I don't know what I would do without a handheld vacuum, but I'm upgrading to this one because mine doesn't have the size of the nozzle. Look at the length of the nozzle. What does that mean? It's going to get more, it's easier to get in between those hard to reach places, even further down. So, you know, that little crack by your oven and maybe your marble or your granite or your countertops. In the car, it is absolutely ideal, and you constantly have power. And we'll talk about that. You choose the blue, we have it in white, or we have it available in black. All attachments are going to be built on, so you have a brush, you have an upholstery attachment, everything that you need. And again, the back, it's a push of a button to dispose of whatever you're picking up. And we're going to introduce Stephanie Roberts, who, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you.
When we had this, and it was the first time I seen it, you sold it to me.
Oh, good.
For so many reasons. Like, it's not like any other, there's a lot of handheld vacuums out there.
Absolutely.
We have sold hundreds of thousands. So tell everybody, what makes this so different?
Well, the first thing that makes it different is power, right? You've got 200 watts of power, which is definitely unique for a cordless handheld vacuum. And it's light. So incredibly light, you're gonna do everything with one hand. But the 200 watts of power allow the mess to come to you. I'm not going to have to work hard. Look at these crafting beads. They are getting sucked into the vacuum. I'm not working hard at all. And I'm doing it slowly just so you can see it. But look, this is how we really clean, right? And we're done.
Done.
You know, I mean, that's as hard as it is. So to me, the best thing about it is that you've got the power to do things that you would normally have gotten out a much bigger, clunkier piece of equipment that now you can do just like this.
And always power. Because it's always going to be on the charger, right?
Exactly. When we're not using it, you're going to just plop it right down here, and then look, it's charged, and it's charging all the time. However, when it gets to full charge, it actually stops. So you're not sucking away electric power or overpower or anything like that. So grab and go, you're good to go. Turn it on, and the first thing you'll notice is that you actually have an indicator here. This is also unique to YTE. That stands for Your Tech Essentials, which I love. And it shows you that I am at full power, so there's no mystery about when it's going to run out of power. 35 minutes of runtime on one charge. And that is a lot of cleaning when you're just doing the little stuff.
Yeah.
But isn't it the little stuff that, as I like to say, does you in? So we're on the silverware drawer. I mean, look at this. Coffee grounds, salt and pepper. Somebody left the end of their gum wrapper, their straw wrapper. It's amazing to me how dirty our kitchen drawers can get.
And why? It's like, wait, we're taking our silverware from the dishwasher or hand washing it and put it, and it gets filthy.
Yes, why is this happening? And then same thing in your fridge, right? I mean, a little more understandable as to the why. The vegetables have leaves, the fruit has little tops on it. Oh my gosh, the raspberries, those little hairy things and the seeds, they are just everywhere. Over the weekend, if you were like, oh, here, grab some fruit and make a fruit salad while people are helping you in the kitchen, you're like, oh, don't look at my drawers. Sorry about that. But look at how easy it is to solve these everyday problems. That's why this is special to me. It's something you're going to pick up and use
every day
and over and over 10 times a day.
Steph, I don't think I even mentioned this incredible value. It is over 50% off of what you would find this out in retail. That is why over 8,000 have been sold. This is retail, so just about $100 or maybe over 100.
And it's a customer pick at $100.
Okay, there you go. Okay, and today we're doing it for $44.99. 5 flex payments, they're still intact. $9, free shipping and handling. Okay, update on the blue. We brought in 5,000 of the blue. I have 1,800 remaining, so that's definitely our first one that's going to end up selling out. All right, we're going to keep cleaning because we want you to see the power in here, my friend.
You'll notice that I've got the nozzle on here. You could run it with or without the nozzle. Either way works, but I love this nozzle, which also, by the way, has a flip-out brush. I'll show you some good uses for that in a moment. But this is narrower than most attachments on any of your handheld vacs, corded or non-corded. As a result, look where it can go. Out into the garage, into the car, cup holders. Oh, someone left a gum wrapper. Someone left their crafting beads in there. And look at that. It's all going right on in. Stuck. Away it goes, right? Down in here, down to the bottom. So I like the fact that we've shaped this so that you can stick it into corners in your car, in your house. You mentioned in between the stove. This goes places I've never had a tool to go before.
Well, that's what sold me.
Yes.
Because I love my handheld, right? But it's not this power, I'll tell you that. It's fine, you know, for those quick little pick-me-ups.
But this is quick.
But I can't get in between the places. I can't get down far enough.
Right.
That is where that extension right there really comes into play.
It does. So think about what you've got here. You've got the combination of this extension, a nice narrow tube to grab everything, and then on top of that, you also have the power. So here's where the power comes in. Maybe this is kitty litter. Maybe this is dog food. You know, heavier pieces that end up on the counters, in the corners. Look at how it's being sucked into the vacuum. Boop, boop. And you know what I haven't showed you? Max, listen to the sound. And now listen. There we go.
Jet engine there.
Jet engine time, and look at this. Yeah, all right, so the kids spilled the cereal. You know what? I'm not mad. I got it. I got that mess cleaned up in 10 seconds. Yeah. So rather than running around and being frustrated as the mom and the house cleaner that I am all day long, I run around with this and I solve problems. You know, we've all had a lot of friends and family around this weekend. I'm sure your house is a little messier than usual. This is how you solve the problem without it becoming a big issue. Yes. When you're done, you pop it on the charger. Here's the tools stored and ready for the next time. And then let's show you how easy it is to empty, because no one wants to touch a mess. All we're gonna do is push a button.
I love this too.
This is the best part. And there it all goes, right?
The mess is gone.
Into the garbage can. In fact, if you want to go one extra level, you could even take out the cleaner, the filter, and rinse it out, because this will actually catch some dust, some pet dander.
That's a nice filter.
It is a nice filter and a nice feature, because again, when we're comparing this to other small handheld vacuums, you don't have this kind of power, you don't have this kind of filter, and you don't have this kind of easy charge ability.
And that's stainless too. I mean, you can see that the actual filter's in. So, okay, here's an update. Black is our most popular. Over half our quantity that we brought in the black has already been selected. Already over 100 just in this hour alone. Going back, you know, we know there's a lot of handhelds out there. We want power because we want to do our jobs fast and efficient. And we want to make sure we're getting those, you know, really areas that maybe you could never get with another tool before. The tricky ones, like your keyboard.
Okay, so think about your computer keyboard. I know, we all eat while we work. The dust, the crumbs, they're in there. But you also have to be gentle along the electronics. So what I like about this is on my corner tool, I also have a flip-down brush. This brush is actually going to get in between those keys and gently dislodge the everything bagel seeds, the cracker crumbs, the morning cereal, whatever it is you're snacking on. Honestly, I powder my nose, you know, before a Zoom call. The powder and the makeup get down in here. So we know our computer keyboards take a beating. This is a great way to get them cleaned out. Think about it for your piano keys. Any other delicate instrument.
Otherwise, what are you doing? You're getting a paper towel and trying to get in between each one. Forget it.
You end up pushing it down.
Well, exactly.
You want to suck it in, not push it down.
Absolutely.
In fact, I'm so glad you said paper towel, because if you look at so many of the things that we're cleaning, typically what we do to clean them, right? You take a wet rag, you take a wet towel. What about the tracks for your sliders and your windows?
Mess.
If you wet that, it turns into mud. You know, it turns into sludge.
And then it's all dark.
So
and
clean it dry. So in this case, I'm going to flip the brush back. Here's where I love this narrow nozzle again. Look where it fits. It fits directly.
I'm telling you, this is what sold me right here.
track.
That and getting in between and getting down further. The areas like in your cushions, in between those little small cracks.
It is the combination of the narrow nozzle and the power. It would be one thing if I could get the nozzle in here, but it has to suck enough to actually get the dirt out. 200 watts of power does the sucking. This nozzle directs it so I can get wherever I want. So throw open those windows, you up north. Enjoy the summer breezes. I know it brings in a little bit of dust and dirt, but guess what?
It's okay.
This is summer. We want to live it up and enjoy it. This is how you get it cleaned up.
Close to 300 already spoken for just in this presentation. Over 8,300 since we've launched it. It's our today's special. It is 50% off, right? Actually, a little more than 50% off. It's a $100 vacuum out in retail. Only here at HSN. I want to say today might be the final day with the 5 flex pays and the free shipping and handling, all those goodies. So $9 if you want the blue, the white, or the black. That's all you have to do is choose. If you want the blue, we have brought in 5,000. I have 1,700 remaining now.
I love the blue. It's a fun,
color.
Pop of color, because we want you to keep this on your counter. All right, I'll slow down. Here's your kitty litter. Here's your dog food. Here's the larger pieces of food. Don't be concerned just because it's a corner of a piece of toast or a chunk of a bagel that you can't just suck it up. The chips, whatever. We've got the power. And then you're going to take it and you're going to clean up after the little ones, right? Kids, dogs, life, road trips, it's all inevitable. You know life is messy. That's no big deal. What we want to do is just make it as painless as possible to get it cleaned up.
I was thinking about this for, this obviously holiday weekend. Do you have sand in your car? A lot of people go to the beach,
my gosh,
right?
this is perfect
or drag
for
the sand into your floor mats. Guess what? You have now the ultimate in a cordless. And
Yes.
it's 100% cordless, always charged, because you can just keep it in the charger, which I love. You don't have to go around trying to figure out what USB and where do I charge this. It's being
You're
charged
just
for
gonna
you,
put it in
and it
there.
will never overpower too.
Right, and
Okay.
you can leave it right there on the counter.
Quick thing, again, best way to get through, because we're still very, very busy, scan the QR scan at the bottom of your screen. You can shop all hsn.com, download the HSN app. I don't want anybody to miss out on all these exciting specials we've had throughout this holiday weekend.
Absolutely, and this is a great one, that is for sure, because here's the thing, you're going to use this over and over and over. You buy a corded vacuum, what do? Get it out once a week, and it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
This is your everyday.
Oh my gosh, this is your
100%.
everyday times 5, times 10. Every time I see something, zoop, clean it up. So the other thing you can do, because remember, you're getting 35 minutes of run time. You can use this as your main car cleaning vacuum, right? So I'm going to take it out there. Now I've got the upholstery tool on. And what I like most about this is it's got this grip at the top that kind of digs up what's stuck in the upholstery, whether it's the crumbs. At my house, it's usually the dog hair. So I can use this on my couches, on my chairs, but I like it most in my car because I know it's been a fun holiday weekend. You piled the kids in the car, you took some road trips, and inevitably somebody spilled something. It's sand, it's everywhere. There's chips. It's the way life is. It's supposed to be fun.
I
But
just
look-
stopped and got a Philly pretzel, and I got out of my seat, and I had all the salt all over. I'm like, oh,
that's
Lynn.
great.
Yeah.
Here again, though, this was made specifically to make your life easier. Look at it down in the back of the seat cracks. When I go to the car wash, their vac, number one, usually has bad suction because somebody's jammed it up with something gross. And number two, is too fat to get down in my cracks of these seat cushions. So I'm able to solve so many more problems here. And because it's got the 200 watts of power, it's strong enough to do the job. Whether I'm on the seats or whether I'm on the floor mats, this is going to do it all.
And if I wanted to, I could take that off, the upholstery, and this is the area that makes me nuts. In between,
Oh, in between?
the seat and
Okay.
then, right, your carrier right
Absolutely.
there. It is, I looked down there, there was French fries. I'm like,
So here's what you would do.
can't get to it.
You would do this.
Now you can.
Now, I want to point out, you see how I'm one-arming this backhanded? The actual cordless hand vac only weighs 1.4 pounds. That's really important to me in terms of dexterity, in terms of being able to move it around. You don't want to hurt yourself trying to angle things places, and a lot of things are too heavy to maneuver where you
Good
want to
point.
go.
Very
this
good
is
point.
so lightweight. You're going to pick it up the first time, and you're going to think, how can that possibly do the job I need it to do?
And
But
this is tough to get,
this
right?
is back,
But that's
this
rugged.
is a deep, rugged floor mat. You know the grass is coming in. I'm a baseball mom. Oh, that clay from the infield is going to do me in. And if you don't get it out, it comes in your house and stains things. So you absolutely want to take a quick vac. But listen, we're busy, right? We don't have time to go to the car wash and do the big vacuum all the time. Or maybe the one that you have in your home is likely corded. If it's a garage vacuum or something, you're going to be wheeling it around. This is what makes life
Perfect.
easy and simple, and you can do it any day you make a mess.
Here's the thing. We are very, very busy. Over 400 just in this presentation have been selected. Since launch, over 8,500. So let's just, okay, we're getting close to half our quantity that we brought in. No wonder. I mean, with this power, and really, the thing that got me immediately, love my handhelds, was they'd elongate it. You can see right here, this nozzle, usually they're just like this big.
Right.
And then you put the attachments on it. I love that. And then again, you get the built-in brush that's also there, but everything else is built in. Just so you know, the brush has a place to go. There's your upholstery. It looks sleek. You have nice capacity in the holder there. You just push one button and you just keep it plugged in. So blue, white, or black. And if the blue, if that's on your first choice, we started with 5,000. We have 1,600 remaining. Black, over half the quantity we brought in. And white, I love them all. You know what? I just love the whole idea and the concept of this. So yeah, if you have a favorite color, but you are gonna use this we don't say that about a lot of things, right? This is an everyday useful tool.
Oh, it's like a hair tool, a coffee maker. I have a very short list of things that I use over and over every day. And this one's on the list. This is my go-to cleaning product because it's so easy to use and it works every single time. All right, so when I get it full of gunk, all I'm gonna do is push a button and it is going to empty automatically. Couple taps and it all gets out. It has a removable filter that if you want to go the extra mile and empty this, you can. You can actually go even a level deeper.
How about cleaning that? Can you clean it?
You wash it.
Oh, that's it. Okay, so no, I don't have to replace it or anything like that.
No, this is lifetime.
Okay, good.
No replacement needed. You're going to wash it, let it dry overnight. Same thing you would do for any of your vacuums. I do it because I like to get, especially if I've had dirt and dust in it, pet dander. This is just one of those little extras, right, that makes this so incredibly valuable.
Well, one of the things you don't expect to find on a handheld vacuum, whether it's corded or not.
Right.
That just tells you it's just elevated all those areas. So as you're cleaning smart too.
Yes,
with that helping with allergens and all of that. Or dander, like you said, pet hair, all of those
I mean,
things.
you could use this to dust, right? Flip down the little brushy and dust with it. And rather than blowing the dust around the house, you're sucking the dust into a container, which is so much better if you have allergies. All right, these are my heavy ones, right? That's my kitty litter, my dog food. I'm gonna do it fast because I want to show you that it's no problem for this guy. Look at that.
That's not, are you on turbo?
I am not even on turbo.
You weren't even on turbo.
Literally the entire demo without really using turbo. Because you don't really need it for these everyday pickups, but it's here. Let's listen. There's regular, and now listen.
That's power, my
and
friend.
there it goes.
That is absolute power.
Absolutely.
And that means cleaning faster, right? More efficiently. All those little small areas that you can't get in between. Now another update, over 500 just in this airing. We have officially over half the quantity now been selected since we brought this in. I'm not surprised.
Not at all.
Over 50% off. Free shipping and handling continues. And I don't know about the 5 Flex Pay. That may go away at midnight tonight. So that's like $9 to get this at home. It's all part of our very special holiday weekend celebration and HSN's 48th birthday party all month long. So we're celebrating the best way we know how.
And what do you have that fits in these spaces right now? This is special. This is the perfect size to get in anywhere we need it to get in, but you're not sacrificing the power. The 200 watts is right here, and maneuverability is there as well. This only weighs 1.4 pounds. I did also want to show you the size of the cup on the back. I've showed you that this is the push button that we empty it with. Look how big that is. If you have a particularly fluffy or hairy dog, you know that you can fill up these handhelds very, very quickly. This one gives me a ton of space. I've got a very hairy lab who loves to ride in the car, and I love him too much to say no. So I can get a full car vacuum done and still not be having any problems.
And labs are, they shed.
Labs shed. Yes, they do. So again, that 35-minute runtime really allowing me to do the kind of cleaning I want to do. And when I'm done, I'm going to pop it right back on here. It's going to be ready the next time I need it, even if I only need it for 30 seconds or you need it for 30 minutes. It's always charged and ready to go, and you're never going to lose the tools because they are right there as well. I know it's great to have tools, but half the time we can't find them.
Exactly.
So I love everybody that makes a design that keeps things in one place.
100%. Okay, over 600 in this airing. We're down to the last of the quantity in the blue. I want to say we brought in 5,000. We have now 1,500 of those remaining. Either way, we have all colors right now. And I want to say, I'm sorry, Sean, you say FlexPay does go away? Okay, that 5 flex payments does go away at midnight. So why not? At $9, get it home. You have a 30-day money-back guarantee. This is powerful. Remember, you have that little HEPA filter in there as well.
Yes, you do.
Every once in a while, you might want to go ahead and just wash it out, and you're good to go.
Absolutely. And you know what? All those things that you can't wash out, your bins in your refrigerator, your utensil drawers. You know what? you don't want to wash them because then the little grainy things get stuck to each other. Cleaning some things dry, and especially in the kitchen, so many things dry, is so much easier than the wipe and the spray.
Yeah,
Most of the
sure.
time, we just didn't have the tool to do it. I want this something that's cordless so I can take it wherever it is. I can go up, I can get cobwebs, I can go into weird angles. I'm doing it all with this lightweight 1.4 pound. If this was heavier, it would be hard on my wrist or hard on my hand.
Of course, especially being longer, right?
Absolutely. And a lot of people, and I've had some problems with my thumb, honestly, spraying and wiping, hard for dexterity on your joints. So this is solving so many of those problems. And then I just push a button and I am good to clean. Don't think because it's lightweight, though, that you're not getting the power. The 200 watts of power is enough to suck up the big jobs, the big pieces.
And I love you get over 30 minutes of clean time. That's a huge special. Now over 700 gone. Even if it's just for one area, like we said, the delicate keyboards or the worst. Look at your sliding glass doors right now. Look at your tracks. What do they look like, right? What is your option?
Yep, exactly.
You spray stuff down there. It gets yucky. It doesn't pick up. Already now. How many? I'm sorry, Sean. 8,800. Flex pay goes away. The 5 monthly flex payments at midnight. That's well over half the quantity that we brought in. Blue right now is most limited. I am so thrilled. You know, we're going to make life easier. And that's what Stephanie does, right?
Speed round. Look at how easy it is.
Put the turbo on one more time.
All right, well, here's the little turbo. Say bye to the beach sand. Weekend's over.
Yes.
Is on.
Thank goodness. That sand gets everywhere. It's so true. Thanks, Steph.
Good to see
Appreciate you as well. Alrighty, well, check out all of our wonderful household helpers on hsn.com. One of our favorites.